just introduce my friend, Liz Hale, Elizabeth Fazio Hale. So, yeah, you come on up. And I know that, so Liz runs the Gulf Coast Authority. It sounds really innocuous. You're like, what is that? Is that a jail? The Gulf Coast Authority is all over the state of Texas, right? It was created by the state of Texas, but in this footprint, the most important thing that they do is provide wastewater treatment for 75 plus companies in the Bayport area, and then some along the Houston Ship Channel. So they are literally cleaning the industrial waters that come out of a lot of our facilities before they go into the bay. Liz runs this facility, does a phenomenal job. Liz leads on our public policy team. She's in Washington, D.C. with us every year. She's in Austin with us all the time. Liz is a true leader. Liz's predecessor is here in the crowd somewhere. Where is Lori Treywick? Lori Treywick. So this, again, two of my absolute favorite people, and they both held the exact same job. One of the most important facilities in our industrial complex run successfully in succession by two wonderful, wonderful women. So also, Liz's skill is moderating panels. She's got, check out these pictures. Liz has got skills. She's got a lot of skills. When I talked to her about this, I wanted her to be on the panel. She said, Chad, can I moderate? Because I love moderating. I was like, okay, done. And I had to go back and tell the committee, no, Liz is moderating. So I'm really excited to introduce my good friend and partner and leader in this region, Liz Hale. And now if I could ask the rest of the panel to come on up, I'm going to let Liz introduce them, and we'll get right to the good stuff, okay? So welcome to our panel, and thank you to Liz.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chad. I want to give a couple, well, I'll take a step back and say, this is such a phenomenal luncheon, and the Gulf Coast Authority has been participating for what? It's been 6 or 7 years that we have been doing this now, and we've been participating from the beginning, but we've only been doing the summer session about, I think this might be the 3rd year, and every summer I'm like, oh, we just can't get a table together because our people are doing, they're on vacations. So of course I was delighted when Chad called and said, hey, will you do this for the summer? And I go, you got me. You just got me. You just brought me in. I had to cancel my Yellowstone trip. You know, I mean, that's how important this is and Chad is for me. So one other bit of business is I know as we go on and my true self comes out, you all are all going to be thinking the same thing. And it's going to be, is she from Canada? Yeah, no. I am from Northeast Texas originally, and occasionally when I get really passionate about things, that East Texas just comes right out. So just bear with me, and if you have to have me repeat something, just raise your hand. I'll repeat it in the back for y'all. One other thing is I want to give, and I went over this with the panelists, we are going to give praise and thanks to our teams today for being with us. So Gulf Coast Authority table, will you wave for me? Thank you for being here. We're so happy to have you. Chad already mentioned Lori Treywick. Lori is with the Gulf Coast Protection District now. And then I have another friend from an organization, Texas Lyceum, Casey Chrisman in the back. Please wave as well. Thank you for coming to support. I am going to now ask the panelists to introduce themselves, actually give 1 or 2 things that they want you to know about who they are and what they do, and they're going to give some shout outs too. So thank you for joining me, ladies. We're so happy to have you. Amy, I'm going to start with you. Amy Caldwell, go ahead.
So Amy Caldwell, I have worked for LyondellBasell for about 25 years now, and I'm currently the site manager at our Bayport Choate site. And since this is a women's conference, I'll share that I'm the first person to serve in that role who's a woman in the 55 years that site's been in operation. And I wanted to give a shout out to the LyondellBasell tables, and I have 3 people from my site, Dina, Ashley, and Sarah. So thank you for joining today.
Thank you so much, Amy. We also have Lydia Boek with us. Lydia.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry, my voice is a little bit scratchy. So my name is Lydia Boek, and I'm currently the chemical lab team lead at Shell, and originally from Indonesia. So this is my first event in this kind of thing. So if you see me a little bit like, I'm kind of nervous here, but you're all so beautiful. This is like the most amazing event that I ever been. So I really appreciate all being over here. And I want to give thank you for my team, Shell Chemical Deer Park, to come over here and support me as well. I really appreciate it, guys.
Raise your hands. Where are you at? Yay! Thank y'all. All right, Amy Schwarzlose. Did I get it? Oh, no. Cydney.
Yeah.
Cydney, yes.
Yes, Cydney Schwarzlose. It is a mouthful and complicated to spell, but there you go. It's a nice icebreaker talking to people. So I am with BGE. I have been with BGE for 7.5 years. I was hired to start their air quality practice, which means I am out there selling environmental services to people like Amy. And so I've been in the industry for over 25 years and have loved environmental consulting. It's been a passion to help our clients solve some complex problems and make friends. And speaking of, at my table, I have some BGE folks that are here today and some friends that I have made in the industry that are here to support me. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Raise your hands. Yay! Thanks for being here. All right, are we ready to get started? No? Nobody? Are we ready to get started? All right, we are going to do some rapid fire first. I mean, how many times have you been to an event and you're like, tell us what inspired you to do what you do? We're going to get to all of that as well, but we're going to first get to know these ladies. So we're going to start with, and Cydney, I'm going to start with you. What's your favorite pet?
My son's cat, Echo.
Your son's cat, you've inherited, right? All right, Lydia?
I had a monkey when I was a child.
Yes. And it was your favorite pet, or?
My favorite pet. His name was Chico. He passed away years ago, but he was my favorite one.
Oh, that's so great. Amy, can you top that? I mean,
I don't think I can top a monkey, but mine is my 3-legged rescue dog, Ernie.
Yay!
And he never got the memo that he only has 3 legs.
Yes, that is awesome. All right, favorite game, Amy?
Okay, I'm an engineer, but I'm not artistic and I'm not a good actor, but I love Pictionary and I love charades. So I think what I really love is embarrassing myself in front of my family and friends.
Yeah. Lydia?
My favorite game is Monopoly. The only time that I feel comfortable holding a large amount of cash.
I love it. Cydney?
So I know Mahjong is super popular, and it's not my favorite game yet, but there are some women in the crowd who are working on me to get to be my favorite game. But honestly, if you haven't played Rummikub, play Rummikub. It is so much fun. You will laugh with your friends. You will have a great time. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. That is so awesome. Okay, how about a small luxury you can't live without? Amy?
So I love Chanel No. 5 perfume.
Oh.
And it is the only perfume that does not make me sneeze. So for me, it's a luxury, but it's also really practical.
I like that. Lydia?
Clean water.
Clean water.
Yes.
That is a luxury. I mean, y'all, just think about that for a moment. Clean water is important.
It is important. I just got back from Indonesia a couple of weeks ago. I didn't realize how important it is until I got sick from brushing my teeth with the tap water there.
And we think of it as essential, but how often do we think of it as a luxury? But, I mean, yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you. Cydney?
Mine is not that deep. Uh, so, especially today, the remote start feature on my car and ventilated seats. Like that.
Yes, it's hot out.
That's my luxury.
Thank you very much. I do have to chime in on this one. My newest favorite luxury is my vibration plate. Anybody got one of those? Those are amazing. You stand on them. Actually, it's pretty awesome. So, how about a favorite potluck dish?
7-layer dip.
I got y'all with the vibration plate, huh? Let
I
it.
never even
We're
heard
just
of
gonna
that.
get that out. Please turn to your neighbor if you have a vibration plate and either explain it to them or tell them how wonderful it is. I'm sorry, I got to pause for a moment because I hear all this chatter. So we're gonna give you 5 seconds to do this. Caught him with that. Y'all have one? Oh my gosh, they're amazing, and it's supposed to be helpful to your lymphatic system. My husband and I use it in the morning to get our bowels going. Like, it's amazing. I never thought I'd get my husband a vibration plate. We just all really needed that, right? Okay, all right. Simmering down. We're going to talk about food next. How about a favorite potluck dish or maybe even something you like to make?
Something I'll gravitate towards at a potluck would be 7-layer dip and tortilla chips.
Yes.
I just like it.
Yes. All right.
Anything that has rice in it.
Anything that has rice.
Being
Okay.
true to my roots.
All right. There you go.
Mine is scalloped potatoes because I won't ever put that much butter in it, but at a potluck, they will load it up. So, scalloped potatoes.
All right. Least used appliance. Everyone has one. How about it? Cydney?
So, my mother loves to buy me kitchen appliances, and they rarely get used because I don't have a ginormous kitchen like my mom. So I have a bread maker and an ice cream maker, and they stay back in a cabinet somewhere and never get used.
Follow her Facebook page for a clean out one day, right? Okay, Lydia?
I have an immersion blender that I only use once.
An immersion blender. Yep.
And then it's just been sitting in my storage closets for 10 years.
Yeah. Okay, also follow Lydia. Okay, Amy?
I have to second the ice cream maker. It was kind of ill-conceived because I don't have a separate freezer and I have 3 kids, and you could never fit it in there anyway, so never used.
Yeah, I have an ice cream maker, but mine's from like 1920. It's been handed down, and it's one of those items I just have a really hard time giving up amongst a whole lot of other things that my mother left to me. So I feel you. Okay, we're going to go deeper. Let's talk about favorite leadership books, and I'm going to start with you, Lydia.
My favorite leadership book will be Leaders Eat Last from Simon Sinek. Yeah.
He's got a lot of really good ones.
Yes.
Why do you like that book so much?
It shows how we're supposed to treat our people that we're responsible to as an extension of ourselves.
Yeah.
And also, being a leader means, to me, serving others.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so great. Cydney?
Okay, so total honesty, I don't read a lot of leadership books.
Got it? I like it. I like the
I like
honesty.
articles. I want things that are more concise. And so, but the articles that I tend to gravitate towards are related to integrity and authenticity. Those are really important for me in my leadership journey. And so those are the things that I gobble up.
Yeah, absolutely. TED Talks, do you do any of that kind of stuff?
Not so
We're
much,
gonna-
but I need
we're
to
gonna
do
get
more.
to that, so we'll have to pivot when we get to you. But Amy, how about a leadership book for you?
Yeah, first we were like on the ice cream maker, and now I read all the time, but I really don't gravitate towards leadership books. But one book that I read that just had a phenomenal leader was Endurance, about Ernest Shackleton. And he led an expedition, and their ship sank in the Antarctic, and he had 28 people, and his mission was to bring everyone back alive. And it took over 2 years, but he did it. It's just amazing how he was able to keep morale up, keep focused on the people. He stayed very calm in what anyone would call a very terrible situation, and he got them there slowly, step by step. So whenever I have something major that's going on in my life or at my site, that's something that really grounds me.
Yeah, like choose your hard. It may take a while to get through it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, if you could swap jobs with anyone, who would it be, Amy?
I don't know what pictures showed, but if there was one with a giant gnome, it was me and my teenage son. I drag my kids to every botanical garden. That one was in Iowa. So I would absolutely love to be like a horticulturalist or a designer of those spaces because I love plants. And I just think it's amazing to see your vision and all your hard work become something so beautiful that people can enjoy.
Amazing. How about you, Cydney?
So mine is a wine ambassador for sparkling wine because
Very
it
specific.
it was sparkling like you've never had a bad moment drinking sparkling wine, right?
Always
Like,
after.
I mean, everybody's, yeah, maybe after. But I'm up at the front where we're just first exploring. And, you know, the bubbles tickle your nose and you're smiling and you're laughing. And there's just never a bad day when you're
Do
drinking
you put a
sparkling.
raspberry in yours?
No, I'm
No, no.
a
Okay.
purist. I go,
Okay.
And real dry. I like real dry.
Ooh, really dry. I love that. Okay. How about you, Lydia?
I love to eat, so I would like to be a food blogger or,
Diners and dives or
well, any kind of interesting food.
all of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
all of it.
Amazing. Y'all, I was at the University of Texas at the same time Jenna Bush was. So I want to swap places with her. You know, this goes to where's Chad on the whole moderating thing, you know, interviewing Oprah, whatever. But Jenna Bush right now, I was, like I said, I was with her at UT. I was not at El Royo with her, but I was with her, and that would be my swap. I love that one. What's the most rewarding part of your career? Lydia, I'll start with you. Sorry.
Seeing my my people thrive when you really trust them and they start taking ownership and actually believing in what they're doing.
Yeah, I love that. That's so meaningful. Amy?
I agree. For me, it's really around the people. I mean, I've done startups and all sorts of different things in my career, but when I look back, it's really seeing people that are faced with a challenge and how the teams that you lead pull together and step up and do amazing things. It went really well with the picture of the Belgian horse because individually they're only able to move so much forward, but when you put that collective energy together, it's just amazing what people can do, and that's definitely the highlight of my job.
Awesome. Thank you. Cydney?
So for me on the consulting side, right, I meet a lot of people. And so really it is the relationships that I've been able to develop over the years and then the connections that I've been able to make through those relationships. I've helped clients find better, different jobs. I've helped connect people that maybe I can't help, but somebody else can help them. And so that really to me is the relationships and then therefore the connections that have come out of those relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to take even more time, slowing it down, continue. Can y'all, everybody breathe in, breathe out, right? How do you balance? I mean, all of y'all are so dynamic and so interesting and so just amazing, right? How do you do it all? How do you balance work and life? Amy?
So first of all, I'd say that there is no balance. I mean, I don't think there's a perfect balance, so there are always times where work takes priority or takes more time or my life needs more of attention. So it's never fully in balance for me. I will say I have a very supportive husband. My kids learned young how to fold their clothes and step up and contribute to the family and do things that it wasn't all just landing on my shoulders. But I do think it's challenging. I read something somewhere, maybe it was an article, it wasn't a leadership book, but about life kind of being like a stovetop. So you have your work, your health, your family, and your friends, and that's really what you're trying to balance. And a lot of times, I mean, it doesn't feel balanced. Like you can do 3, but you can't do 4. And so for me, it's just making sure that I'm thinking about what's most important in living that as well.
Yeah, turning the controllers, because sometimes the stove's on fire, right? Like everything's hitting at once. You gotta turn the dials.
Yeah, and I think it's easy. The ones that I focus on the most tend to be my work and my family. And the ones that I have to force myself to focus on is my self-care, my health, taking care of that, and then keeping connections with like broader relationships that I have. And that's also really important for me. So I haven't mastered it, but it's a continual journey.
Absolutely. Cydney?
Yeah, I would agree with a lot of what Amy said, except for the supportive husband part. My kids learned to do their own laundry really young. It is really, and there are seasons of my life, I think I've done it better than others. When my kids were little, my youngest, somebody got up and spoke about how their mom did everything and was at everything, and he said, just like you, Mom. And I was like, oh, not at all like me. Like, I am not at all the school parties and that kind of stuff. But in his little mind, I was. And so I felt like that meant I was doing okay with the balance. I don't live here in Houston, so I live on the west side of Austin. And so that balance of being here and then having a family back home, it can definitely be a challenge, but creating independent young men that hopefully my daughter-in-laws will like me someday because of that, I think has helped me to feel better about the balance.
Yeah, kudos on that. I have 2 boys as well, and that's hard. I don't know if anybody has, here we are, we're here supporting and lifting each other up as women, but there is really an epidemic on young men and raising them to be, have a purpose. If women are out doing it all, right? And to your point, we still sometimes would like that extra support. So, Lydia, how about you?
It was never easy for me. I am continually working on it. We are a blended family of 7, and our house can get really chaotic with 2 dogs and 2 cats. I mean, can you imagine the traffic and everything like that? So I think the main thing for me, and I want to chime in with these 2 impressive ladies here, setting boundaries, and be kind with yourself. And, sometimes you put yourself really hard to a certain kind of expectation on yourself, knowing that is always a gift in imperfection.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to
Love that.
add
Yeah,
to
go.
that. Just, I think that's something is the guilt that you feel because you never feel like you're doing enough in any of the spaces. And that is very real. You're wanting to be the person that's at every party, but you're also the one that has to be in all the meetings. And something I found, and it sounds similar, was my children got older. My daughter and I were in a car, and they call it Sweet 16, but it's not always Sweet 16, and you're driving along, and she told me, she said, Mom, you really modeled what I can be. Like, I can follow my dreams, I can have a career, I can be a mom, and thank you for doing that. So even though sometimes you feel like you're failing, you're really not. I think we're just so hard on ourselves. So just keep that in mind. Like, you're doing better than you think. Mm-hmm. Even when it's hard, you're doing better than you think.
And a lot of grace. Yeah. Give yourself a lot of grace and give grace to the others around you, because we all need it more than we're willing to admit.
Yeah, very, very good. Okay, how about something you pretend to understand, but you really just don't? And this, should we talk about this at our tables too? No, yeah. Amy, how about you?
There'd kind of be a tie for me. Cryptocurrency is a mystery. The other one, I'm an engineer and I work in a manufacturing plant, but my home Wi-Fi, I just unplug and push buttons. That's it.
It will be the same like Amy too. Cryptocurrency and anything IT related. I will like, can you come here and help me?
Next on our workshop with leading women, right? Technology, yeah.
I'll help
Cydney.
you with your Wi-Fi. I steal my kids' phones and I do all their stuff for them.
Oh,
I'm a little bit of a control freak, so there's that.
I'm bringing that to the next lunch.
Okay.
I need help with that.
I have to admit, I don't have much of a poker face, so I'm really bad at pretending I don't know anything. I'll be real upfront and just say, I don't know, and can you help me understand? Or I will quietly go research later. But cryptocurrency actually is true. That is mind-boggling to me. I don't understand that at all.
Do we have any cryptocurrency experts in the audience? Please see us up front. Aisle 1 cleanup on cryptocurrency, right? How about, what's harder, saying no or asking for help? Cydney.
That is a really tough question for me because both of them are really difficult, but I have to admit, I just said I'm a control freak, so it is for sure asking for help. I do not like to show any weakness. I do not like people to think I need help, and so asking for help is my weakness, and I'm not proud of that, by the way, but that's for me, for sure.
Lydia?
Mine will be saying no. It's part of, I'm still working on it, setting boundaries, right? Because I grew up in a culture where I have to obey a certain kind of, set of way of life. And if I'm not fitting into that kind of mold, and I was not going to be a perfect woman according to my culture. So it's really hard, difficult for me.
Do you have advice to give to your friends or your family or any of us on how to approach you and get an honest yes, or like just don't ask if we don't want you to do it, or what would you say?
That will be a tough one too. You probably can see from my expression then.
Okay, I'm gonna think about this because no good deed goes unpunished, and so we're gonna have to come up with something. Where's the women luncheon committee? This is your gal, yeah. All right, Amy.
It's asking for help. So I have an example of when I was in college. You know how you get those rental refrigerators in your room? This one was about this tall and this big, and I had to return it. And I carried it by myself. I carried it down over 200 stairs, and I was just kicking it up and holding on for dear life, and it wasn't safe at all. But I had all these friends, and I could not ask them for help. So that is a big thing that I go back to even today, and I'm like, Amy, are you carrying a refrigerator? If you ever hear me say that, that's the background. But it is like, I've gotten better about it, but I've found people really, they like to help you. It builds relationships, it builds trust, and you have a better outcome. So ask for help.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, we're coming back to the TED Talk. Lydia, if you could give a TED Talk, what would it be on?
It'll be fearless in the fog when you don't know what's coming ahead of you. Because sometimes in life, you can plan certain things and how you want certain outcome to be, but trusting yourself, right? That you know that you did your best and what you can do in the face of struggles and uncertainty, one step at a time. I know it's hard, I know it's not easy, and we have that ability in each one of us, especially in a forum like this where we can support each other and be there for each other.
Yeah, I love that. Cydney?
Okay, I would say, and I feel like I kind of am a repeating record, but for me it would be integrity, authenticity, and grace. That would be my TED Talk, is why those are important, and why they're just a critical piece to being who you are every time you show up, and even when nobody's watching, you need to really focus on who you are and be honest about who you are, and give yourself grace and others grace. So.
Yeah. Amy?
So mine, it ties to authenticity, a little different angle maybe, but I would call it you be you. And I don't remember who said the quote, but it's be yourself because everyone else is taken. And the reason I would talk about that is when I was very young in my career, the site I worked at, I was the only female engineer. Most of the meetings, I was the only female in the room. And I would look around and I would see the leaders, and they were much louder than I was, and they were much more assertive than I was, and they talked a lot more than I did. And I was talking to someone and I said, well, I'm not going to be a leader, I'm not going to be a manager. And they said, why? And I said, because I'm not like that. And they said, you don't have to be like that. You be you. You be who you are, and you bring that to the table. It's a different style. And so I think that authenticity, just knowing who you are, knowing it's enough, knowing that you can do well being authentic, and it is appreciated to be an authentic leader. People see that. You can try to pretend to be someone else, but it's exhausting, and everyone knows that's not who you are. So you be you.
I love that. I have a chapter in my book that I'm mentally working on. You be you, just be nice, just be kind, right? Be you, but be kind. I love that. I also like the we must get through it. There's a children's book. You can't go over it, you can't go under it, we must go through it. And anytime I meet another woman leader who's really struggling with something, I try, if I have a moment, I'll order the little children's book and write a note on it and send it to them. And half the time they know they've seen it before, and other half they haven't. And I've gotten so much great response from doing that, because they're like, wow, way to really just break this down, right? So I like that. Okay, I'm gonna tie a couple of questions together related to mentorship, and then also thinking about advice for your younger self. So I'm going to start with mentorship. I'd like you to share a little bit of maybe of a mentorship that you've had that was a pivotal moment for you. And it could be you as a mentor or as the mentee, or both. We have a little bit of time, so let's go with it. Lydia?
Throughout my entire life, I encounter multiple mentors in my personal life, my educations, my professional life. Each person helped me navigate how to overcome any obstacles, how to handle any issues. In my current role right now, they help me a lot, providing me problem solving, providing me advice in technical issue, because I work in the lab settings. And they also provide me and help me understand that they're there, if I need anything, if I need a question, if I need somebody to fall back and have a support system. Yeah.
So you think of mentorship as really providing support, giving you the opportunity to do it,
Right.
and then providing the support as you need it, and that's
Right.
been really important for you.
That is very important, yeah.
Yeah. Amy?
For me, I don't think that I would be where I'm at without a mentor, or without some of the mentoring experiences that I've had. And I've had different ones. Some are much more like a technical mentor, some is understanding career and career paths and things like that. But to your question, in terms of what's been the most impactful for me, it's usually the person that gives me that little nudge out of the nest, or that person that sees something in me that I don't necessarily see in myself. Like I'm a site manager, and I remember it's over 10 years ago, a woman was talking to me and she said, "What about being a site manager?" And I said, I don't know that I could do that. I'm not sure that that's really for me. And she said, "I see it. And I love my job. I love the space." So having that person that kind of can see things in you and encourage you and give you a little bit of a push has been really important for me, and something that I try to do with other people as well.
So believing in you before you believed in yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's such an important quality. Cydney?
So kind of like Amy, I've been on a very male-dominated side of the world. Environmental, there's a lot of women, but in the engineering world in general, right, it's very male-dominated. And I was very lucky in that I don't know that I labeled these people truly as mentors for me, but I had people who really opened doors for me because, to Amy's point, they saw something in me. They knew I had a capability that maybe I didn't realize, and so they opened doors for me to advance my career into the different levels. And I still remember one guy, he said, "Well, I'm gonna suggest you for this role," and I said, "I don't know that that's a role for me." And I said, I don't have any operational experience. And he was like, "Are you kidding me? You've been doing that." But I didn't see it as operations. I just saw it as doing my job. And so having people open your eyes to you have more capabilities than you think, and even maybe sometimes when they don't say it out loud, but they offer you those roles, they offer you those jobs, and set you up for success, has been really impactful for me. It's been one of those, though. I also watch my mentors. Maybe don't talk as much, but watch them and watch what makes them successful, what doesn't make them successful, and I kind of extract from them what I think I can authentically include in myself in those opportunities. And then I make sure I don't emulate some of the things that they do that I really think are not success drivers for them or anybody else. So it may have worked for them, but I knew it wouldn't work for me, and I wouldn't want to behave that way anyway.
Has anyone up here had a particular experience with male mentors over female or female over male, or has it been a balance?
I have had one female mentor in my life, and I have to admit she was more interested in her success than mine. And
Is it formal?
No, not a formal. Like I said, I've never truly had a formal mentor.
Okay.
But she kind of took me under her wing early on, but then when I became a threat to her potentially, that I did not see the best side of her, which was incredibly disappointing, and ultimately actually led to me being laid off from my role, which was a massive ego blow. But it just kind of opened my eyes to, not because she was a woman, I don't really think that's it, but it opened my eyes to paying attention to who you really put trust in, and I haven't shut myself off to trusting people, because that would be terrible. But it's opened my eyes a little bit to kind of seeing some of the realities of some of the choices people will make when given those opportunities. And so I make sure probably now make sure I advocate better for myself coming out of that, and not allowing somebody else to be my advocate or think
Purely.
that they're being my advocate. Yeah.
And also just that, I'm trying to think of how to say this, that maybe there's something going on more with them than there is you. And at the time, it's all about you. You're like, what have I done, right? But
Absolutely. Yeah.
probably something going on. You think back and you're like, oh.
Hindsight gives a lot of perspective. Yeah.
Love that, hindsight. Lydia or Amy, do you want to comment?
I hadn't really thought about it before your question. I would say I've taken something from everyone from a mentoring standpoint. In terms of the ones that were most impactful, it has been the women. And those were the ones that really, I think, understood a little bit more about what where I was in my head and pushed me or saw that potential in me.
Yeah.
So it's been women.
Great. Lydia?
Professionally, since I work in male-dominated industry, so a lot of my mentor, mostly males, and they the one that support me, provide me opportunity, and actually believe in me. And sometimes you also find mentors that from places that you never expect. One of my employee, actually, she will be mentor in my personal life. So she helped me navigating my personal life, and she was kind of like my best friend and a mother figure for me as well. So open my eyes. I mean, I trust like everybody here in the room can be a mentor to somebody too. It doesn't mean have to be your
Age or
age
or your
whatever
supervisor.
it is. Right. Even you can find a mentor from your own child, like that mentorship. Sometimes my kids, my daughter especially, she will make me realize, Mommy, you deserve better. Mommy, So those kind of things that the way I see mentorships is coming from everyone.
Thank you. What advice would you give to your younger self, Amy?
Mine would be, don't be the one who holds yourself back. Don't be the one that eliminates yourself. I think there's a lot of, with women, a tendency to thinking you have to check every box, and it's almost like you have to know the space or the job that you're going into before you even start it, because you have this bar, like I have to succeed, I have to be good, people are gonna be judging me. And so you don't have to do that. I mean, those new experiences are about growing, but don't have someone else, put yourself out there and have someone else say why you may not be ready, and be willing to take that feedback. But if you don't put yourself out there, you're never going to have the opportunity. So that's if I could do it over again, I would not wait for all the stars to align with my kids, with my husband, with my life, with what I knew, with whatever. I would jump in more.
Yeah, perfection is something to strive for but never obtain. I say that. And I have one of my mentee/mentors, she says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And so that's true. Lydia?
So for me, if I can go back in time and talk to my younger self, I want to tell her that all your struggle will pass, because it is temporary. So I just want to remind her that. And I know at that moment it probably seems like forever, seems like it will never end. But there's always light in the end of the tunnel.
I love that. Sun will come out tomorrow. Maybe the next day or next day, but eventually. It's going to rotate. We are rotating on Earth. The sun will come out. All right, Cydney?
Mine is probably don't listen to that quiet inside voice that tells you you can't. Silence her. Put her in the corner and don't listen to her, because you're far more capable than you're sometimes willing to let yourself believe. And she needs to be muzzled and quieted, and because other people are giving you those opportunities. So why would you be telling yourself you're not good enough, you can't do that, you're not ready, all those kinds of things. So it's for me that inner voice that really is my own worst challenge sometimes.
Yeah, I think, I don't know how long ago this happened, but a few years ago maybe we started hearing a lot of concepts about imposter syndrome. Anybody? This had to have been created by a man. I don't know. I do want to talk openly about it, but it is one of the things I don't totally understand.
Yeah, I won't label it that. Like, I don't like that label.
Yeah.
So I just, yeah. But it is that little voice that tells you, like, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're So maybe that's the label people put on it, but that's the one that I think we have to do ourselves a favor and quiet her down, because we are more capable than we give ourselves credit for.
Amazing. Well, we have covered so much in this almost hour, and you've given so many great little nuggets. I've tried to recap it as we've gone along, but just in case we didn't cover something, the last-ish question, and then Chad says we're gonna allow questions from the audience, so it's great. Something you would share with the audience for them to take home with themselves. Amy.
Yeah, at the end, I forget how to use the microphone. Sorry about
Just
that.
shout it out.
No, there's been so much great things shared. I think take away what resonates with you at all of these. There's some nugget of information or some truth for you. For me, at the end, listening to her is don't hold yourself back. Don't be your own worst critic. And there's a tremendous support network out here and people that really want to see other people succeed. So find those people and build your connections with those people and really just pursue all that you can be. I'm getting more towards the tail end of my career, but I think that's so important just to keep that mentality and build the connections with the people who are here and are going to help you.
In this room, right here,
Exactly.
right here. Yeah, Lydia.
Seize the moment. Seize the moment, do your best, and be a good steward. Because I believe opportunity will come without you realize it, without you expecting it. So jump on it and grab it, and I know you can do it.
Yeah, go for it, right? We're women, we can do anything. Just ask our friends or spouses.
So for me, I talked about the story of my layoff and how that was such a horrible moment, ego-crushing, really challenging for me. Honestly, it felt like the first thing that didn't work out for me that I had tried. But ultimately, that really low moment became one of the best things that ever happened to me. I wouldn't be at BGE without that happening. And BGE has opened doors for me that I couldn't have imagined, starting something from scratch. And honestly, I was super naive going into that. I had no idea how difficult starting something from scratch would actually be. But bad moments in your life can turn into some of the best moments of your life. And I am eternally grateful to that woman for throwing me under the bus and helping herself, because ultimately it has led me to a place that I couldn't have imagined for myself. And so bad moments can turn into some of the best things of your life.
Yeah, sometimes the universe is trying to push us in a direction we're not ready to go, and then it just dumps us in the valley. We have to pick ourselves back up, and then we end back up on.
Yeah,
on
I
top
never
of the
would have
mountain.
left that company. I
Right.
was not happy.
And look at you now. I mean, this is it, right? We're on the stage of the Alliance and Women Conference. Y'all give a round of applause for these beautiful women. We are going to open. Yep, go ahead, Chad.
We do. We've got
Taking the mic.
time. We've got time
Got
for a few
time?
questions. I've got Monica on that side and microphone over here. If you have questions, just raise your hand. I did want to point out, Maricela told me to point out that at the if you haven't signed up for any door prizes, there's a QR code inside your program, and we still have time, and it's a real quick and easy way to get a door prize. So that was a time killer. Just
We have one over here, Chad. We'll start. I think you need to turn off, Tisha.
Hi, yes. My name is Nicole. I'm here on behalf of Texas Technical Trade School. It's awesome. I'm super excited to meet you type of women. I love career stuff. I have a 15-year-old daughter right now. And, it's kind of funny. Here I am working at a trade school when I got my degree in sign language. So I'm trying to show her and inspire her and let her know that, there's not one linear path to success, and what you do when you're 15 may not be what you want to do when you're 30, 40, 50, things like that. Could you guys speak to some of the pivots you may have had to do to get to where you are today?
Thank you, Nicole. Who wants to take that first?
So I was told as a little girl, you're going to be a civil engineer. So I don't really know about pivots because I just did it because my dad told me that was what I was going to do. And being a very technical person, maybe the pivot I did make was I'm an engineer with a decent personality. And so I used that to my advantage. I had the technical background, which got me in the door to talk to people, but then I used my personality and my ability to get along with people to change the path from being a purely technical person to being in, honestly, like business development never even seemed to be a thing that I would do in my career, but then into business development and meeting so many incredible people throughout my career. So even if you pick a very technical path, you can transition to something else. So that's what I'd share.
Thank you. Amy or Lydia, you want to comment?
Well, I worked at Putt-Putt Golf when I was 15, so that was my starting point. I've definitely pivoted from there. But I likewise I think it's following kind of where your passion is. For me, I loved chemistry, I loved math, I went into chemical engineering, and then I've really followed a fairly traditional path, but I have other friends that have definitely taken things in a different direction where they have a technical degree and then have ended up going into a marketing space because that's really what they love, and they're super creative and they love that space. So I do think there's a lot of pivots that you can take. It's just you've got to have a willingness to step out and get out of maybe what a comfortable position is, and then also the relationship building and networking and asking questions and really understanding, okay, how do I move from this into this, or how do I move from here into more of a business type of a role? So understanding people's paths into different spaces really helps in that way.
Thank you. Lydia, do you want to talk?
Yeah, so Nicole, life is never linear. That's what I learned. I came to US when I was 19 years old, and I had my first child. I was learning English at the same time too. I didn't know how to speak English back then. And then once I have my fourth and my last one, so I went back to school, right? And also that path was never easy for me. So I started as a nursing student, and I had to drop out on my last semester. So I have to rethink again what I'm gonna do next. You know, the next thing best for me is science because I love science. So went ahead into biology, and you know what? Maybe I can become a medical doctor. That's what I was thinking back then. Then tried to apply to different medical school. I didn't get in. So you know what? I'm gonna try the next thing that is best. Well, I'm gonna apply to my science major. So that's how life for me, figuring things out, what works for you at that moment. And for your daughter, she will find a way. She will figure it out.
Yeah.
Just believe in yourself. Trust yourself that you have been a great role model for your daughter.
And tell her to trust, like just do what she does really, really well. So I am the only one on this stage that does not have a science degree. I actually tested out of all math in like my junior year of high school, and I didn't have anyone to go, wow, you're really good at math. Should you pursue that? So I have a degree in communication studies, government. Then I went to law school, and then I just knew I could do math again, so I went and got a master's in legal taxation. I used to have a chairman. He is a lawyer. He started out as an engineer. Now he's a lawyer. He's an engineer managing other lawyers. His base trade was as an engineer. Now he's managing other lawyers. When I would tell the engineers in the group, like, how y'all must all feel very sorry for him, and they're like, yes. He's an engineer managing lawyers. But then when I would turn it around and say, but I am a lawyer managing engineers, does anyone in the room feel sorry for me? And that just fell completely silent on the engineers. They were not sorry for me at all, right? All right, do we have another, or we're wrapping?
No, we have time for one more question.
Okay.
The last question. Yikes. Okay, my name is Erin. I'm here on behalf of Investi Houston, and my question is, do you ever feel like you've made it? I think a lot of times we have this concept of what success looks like in our mind, and it's kind of hard to sit in that moment and never feel like, hey, like I'm really actually doing the things that I thought I was going to do. Or even if you're not and you've deviated from that original plan, do you ever feel like, hey, I've attained that level of success that I wanted?
Yeah. Lydia, how about you?
For me, success is the way how I can influence other people. It's not really about wealth. It's not really about my title. It's not really about how much properties that I have, right? So it's more about how can I make other people feel better about themselves, how I can influence them, how I can, that will be, I think, part of the legacy that I will leave behind, because everybody have a different interpretation of success. So that will be my interpretation of success.
I love that. Amy?
Mine's also, I've never had the thought, like, have I made it? I think there's always new challenges and new things coming my way, and so it's always something new and an opportunity to have influence. But I agree. To me, it's really about where I feel like I've made it is I feel like I've had a positive impact on people, or I've had a positive impact on how we navigated something that was really difficult. And so those are the things I think I reflect on, but not so much I've gotten to this position that I really wanted to get to, and I've made it.
I would agree. The answer for me is no. I don't think I feel like I've made it. But that's because I'm always looking for what can I do better? What else can I do? How can I grow this? How can I grow this to open doors for other people? And so I don't know if I'll ever be that person that says, I made it. Maybe when I get to retirement, maybe I'll say I made it. But I think it's just because I keep pushing for more, for different, for better, and because knowing that if I do that, I can offer that to other people. So.
Amazing. I think for the leaders that I hear up here also, it's important that not just that you led, but that you look behind you and there are still people following, right? So I think we have one more? No?
I think that's it.
That's it. I do have one bit of news that I wanted to start with, and I had so many exciting announcements to make. For those of you who are a little woo-woo, I'm going to read that today is the most abundant energy of 2026, brings the most abundant energy of the entire year. So what has been draining you is leaving. What you have been waiting for is arriving. We're going to have financial breakthroughs, unexpected opportunities, and love that finds you without chasing. All of it moving toward you simultaneously on the most abundant day of 2026. So go out there and get it. All right? Thank you, ladies.